Jesus Christ, indeed, because Xbox or Microsoft dropped a bombshell when it comes to the Xbox fans, right? Too damn high is a TLDR because a lot of these prices are just ridiculous. Well, it's more on the consoles than anything, but some of the controllers, but yeah, um, the Xbox Series S, I think that's like 512 gigs or something. That's what I'm guessing. Um, went from $300 to $379.99, almost $100 increase for the baby Xbox console. And then if you want to get the 1 terabyte version, it is going from 350 to 430. So that's another $80 increase right there, you know. And then when it comes to the Series X, both of them are actually going up by 100 freaking dollars. So going from 450 to 550 for digital version, and then the 500 to 600 for the regular version. And I guess if you care about the Galaxy Special Edition, that's going from 600 to 729. So this is even a bigger price increase, because that's like 130 about ish, right? That's ridiculous. Any comments thus far with these price
with
increases?
these prices.
Yeah.
Well, one, I know it sounds ignorant, but thank God I don't have one. Because again, most Xbox games do travel to PC at the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
Two, I think I feel happy for those who already has the
Xbox.
system, and they're just staring at the prices going like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one that hurts the most is actually people that were planning to buy the second controller and
Yeah,
such.
like they just got it broken or something, right? If it broke down
Yeah.
or whatever.
Speaking of which, I need to buy a new one of this one because apparently this button here is starting to go.
The right D-pad. Wow, that's so
Yeah,
random. That is so random, dude. Wow. Gotta hate the fucking new controllers.
and it's also it's weird. It's only on Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drift.
Yeah, maybe because it's a more of a sensitive game, which is weird. Of all the games to be that sensitive, is Fortnite.
Yeah, because when I look at because my sensitivity when I play Marvel Rivals, it's a little bit high, but it doesn't drift. It's just like
You also have to take into account of the dead zones for each of those games too. So
uh,
you definitely want to, I mean, to like kind of alleviate it a little bit. Maybe want to like increase the dead zone for Fortnite, if that's the case. But even
Fortnite.
yeah, but even then, I don't know if that's gonna fix it because those controllers suck. But
Hey. At least this controller feels much better than the fucking PS3 controller.
oh
Holy
yeah,
crap.
oh for sure, yeah, no question. But like in terms of durability, though, I mean,
Oh,
come
and
yeah.
durability. You want to talk about durability? Like you drop the fucker and it still works. The PS1 controller, that fucker can live.
Yeah. I feel like the game controllers are kind of like that on that same boat too. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man, it's a bad day for the Xbox fans because yeah, this shit's not, this ain't gonna fly, man.
Yeah, this ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it, Chief, Master Chief, right? And speaking of Master Chief and all that stuff, the first party games will be costing $80. It sounds like some of them, but for the most part, I think they're gonna try to get away with most of the, if not all of the first party games for $80. Yeah, and I guess there's a statement given to IGN by Microsoft themselves. It says, "We understand these changes are challenging and they were made with careful consideration given the market conditions and the rising cost of development. looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen, ensuring value for Xbox players. So a lot of people are blaming on Nintendo and of course the tariffs and other such factors, but personally, I do think this was a long time coming. I think they've been
Yeah.
looking forward to increasing these prices. It's just a matter of when. When is the good time to do so? And so happens, right? The tariffs are like the hot topic. Even I guess even now, but of course with Nintendo as well, right? With their revealing the prices and whatnot.
It was like the Nintendo stuff. At least they were trying to, like stay ahead of the not stay ahead, but they were trying to make their product a little bit more affordable by moving, their production
Oh
into
yeah, for like Vietnam and stuff.
Vietnam. At least they were trying, but and they got again caught
They
not with their
got
pants down.
they
Yeah,
got
it was like ah, you thought that you could escape me. I don't know why I went into that accent.
See, I would agree on that a little more, but I think there is a little more to it than that too. That
Yeah,
I think there's more
like
layers to it,
it was
but
more. Yeah, I'm just like cruising on surface level.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But like, I think the thing is that yes, tariffs do have an effect. Yes, these some of these market conditions do have some effect, but let's be real. I think they're for the most part they are in full control. Like I would say like 95% or 90% in control of their pricing. Well, first off, why are they doing this, right, for Xbox? And this was pointed out by Todd. I wanted to give credit for Todd for bringing this up, and I fully agree on it for the most part. And it's that yes, we know that the Xbox these prices are very unreasonable. Like it's like why even do this because no one for the most part should have any or should have little incentive to get these Xboxes, right? When for the most part their games also are on PC. Well, they're doing this to give a little more incentive for people to get guess what is associated with Microsoft, the Game Pass, right? Now people are like, oh yeah, let's feel like we're saving money and have all this access to these games by doing Game Pass. Because I think that writing has been on the wall for a long time at this point, especially since Microsoft made the purchase of Blizzard and all that stuff, right? The big fucking buy, and they wanted to give more incentive of why they should go for Game Pass, right? Is to add those games onto the Game Pass, and then they're also trying to be one of those gaming companies to like be really all about the subscription based thing and also the digital games, right? Because they're in more control of the digital games than they would be with the physical stuff. And obviously physical stuff has also been under more control by this type of stuff, right? Because for the most part the disc is not going to have everything on the in there, right? Like you have to once you pop in the disc, then it starts to download like the stuff from the server, So the whole thing about physical is becoming less and less and less of a thing, as much as I hate to see it. But it's like inevitable, we're moving forward in technology, quote unquote. But this is more about the corporation. They want to have all the control they want as much as possible. But they're trying to market it as if, oh, this is very convenient. You have all this access to these games, and your library, your physical library, isn't going to have that much room, right? Like, they're not going to have all that space in your house, right? And all that in between. But they want to have that control. They want to have that sort of like the tug on your leash as much as they can, so you really don't have that sense of ownership anymore, really, if you really think about it. But hey, you can still play them, right? Like all that stuff.
Mhm.
But that's what they're really trying to push for the long term. Um, that's what I've not been seeing in the comments. That's what I've noticed. Like everyone's just like, "Oh, it's Nintendo's fault. Oh, it's Nintendo's fault. Oh, it's their fault." Oh, it's the tariffs. No, I think that this is what they're planning for the long haul, is to try to have them move to Game Pass more and more, because it's like a steady flow of cash, right? With the yearly subscription or the monthly subscription, right? And all digital, all that stuff. You know, it's kind of like a I don't know what the right term is for, but it's like one of those like outrage tactics, right? Sometimes companies like to make ridiculously expensive products to give you incentive to buy their cheaper products, you know, and they only make a few of these expensive products, so maybe they lose money like here and there, but they're not gonna make enough to be like a severe loss. It's for the consumer to be like, oh, I'll buy this one instead, right? It's almost like you're averting their eyes to this one, right? When they used that expensive product to do so, almost. And I think and it's nothing new. There's been that sort of practice over time and with different companies, right? Very basic stuff. It's like, oh, why buy this alone when you can buy this bundle? And you say, to conceptually save money, but what you're really doing is like, oh, you're actually giving them, you're guaranteed, it's guaranteed more money, right? Even with Nintendo in a way, because if you think about it, right, the Switch 2 is 450, yes, right, and Mario Kart is going to be $80. So if you buy the two separately, that's going to be quite expensive, right? Probably, I think it was like 530 or something, with no tax before that. But oh, if you get the bundle, it's $500. So, but the thing about that is that the bundle comes with, yes, the Switch 2, but it only comes with the digital version of the game. So if you think about that, it didn't really cost them anything to do that. They're giving you a digital version. Digital version. There's there's not any more physical stuff to ship out. If you think about that, so by doing that, they actually are cutting down their costs in a way. But at the same time, now you're paying $500 technically for the Switch 2, almost, right? Now they're guaranteed a $500 purchase from you, from with the Switch 2 and the Mario Kart world. Oh, but separately, Mario Kart is $80, right? So if I buy this, I'm technically paying only $50 for Mario Kart World. So if they can sell Mario Kart for $50 in this bundle, then how could they not do that for the standalone game? Right? That means they couldn't afford to do that, right? They're just, yeah. So stuff like that. Sorry.
Grind your gears.
Yeah, but Todd also pointed that out on Nintendo side too. It's like they're making these parts expensive for you to think, oh, this bundle should justify this purchase. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess technically we are saving money, but at the same time, they're now guaranteed $500 from you on that purchase. You see what I'm saying? Like, what do you make of that?
What hasn't been said already throughout the net when they saw the
Mm-hmm.
prices rise and the the lack of thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me personally, greed.
Of course. Oh, absolutely. They are for the most part they are still in control. They say like, oh, it's the market conditions, the tariffs, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. I mean, yes, they do have some sort of effect, but they can still like afford to like afford those sort of losses, quote unquote, and still make money is the thing. Because they are, multi-million or billion-dollar companies. They make money, like, you know what I mean? But they just want to make more money because they're a bunch of greedy fucks. That's, I mean, it's a simple way to put it, I guess. I'm telling you all, I hate gaming, man. I hate modern gaming. I hate it. I wish we can go back to
It's
the
not
simpler times.
more of you. We dislike modern gaming industries take
Yeah,
what they believe
practices.
practices. Yeah, what they believe we the consumer want. It's like no,
Mm-hmm.
no. Like for Nintendo, the easiest shit that they could do, they won't do it. It's just re-release some of their old games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because again, like we don't need it to be. I mean, maybe not we, but some don't need it to be, HD HD edition or high res. Just give us what it looked like freaking 20 years ago.
Yeah, like clean up a little bit, like, oh, as long as it
Yeah.
works, yeah, and then there you go, right? That should be all there is to it. We don't need a fucking like a Final Fantasy VII remake levels of like, makeover and like that, and like Oblivion, right? Elder Scrolls Oblivion, that came out very recently. I'm sure it's getting some sort of praise, but and it's nice, sure, that it got that much of a makeover, but sometimes if you spit that shit out there, people will buy it. It's as simple as that. People will just want to play it. But the Nintendo gotta be all like, oh, but this and this and that, why not play this? Right? This is the new shit. Why play this old shit? Right? But then when they do bring up the old shit, they gotta be like, oh, but it's a limited time purchase, or like this and this and that, or you can only get it through here, or like it's just all this extra steps or whatever that is just obnoxious. Their business. It's all business, man.
Mhm.
So if you think like, yeah, like, they're not in control of these prices, nah, man, don't kid yourself like that, man. For the most part, they are in control. If they can sell Mario Kart for $50, they can sell it. They can definitely sell it separately for $50. Because if it's really that dire, right, of a situation, they wouldn't do it. They absolutely would not do that. But no, but separately it's $80. And then but if you buy the bundle here, it's technically $50 for Mario Kart World, and then plus the Switch 2 or whatever, right? I guess it depends on your perspective. Like, oh, maybe Mario Kart World is $80 in this bundle, but the Switch 2 then now is cheaper. It's like which one is it, right? It's the sort of chicken and egg kind of argument at that point. Either way, they purposely cut the prices in the bundle to make you buy with the $500 guaranteed. It's guaranteed $500 from you. And then, hey, of course, if you miss out, I mean, yeah, get the Switch for $450, and then separately buy the Mario Kart World for $80. They still get then they get the $530 from you because you missed out. That's more money for them, right? It's just lazy. It's very scummy for sure. It all harkens with Nintendo selling these first party games for $80, and of course Xbox is doing it too. PlayStation, same thing. But people want to point fingers, right? They want just that one scapegoat to point fingers at, and right now it's Nintendo.